Welcome back. In this video, I will tell you about 11 top stamps for early retirement. Japan stamp dragons and denomination inverted face value 500 won error stamp issued in 1871. Imperforate grayish yellow green earliest printing stamp with inverted denomination symbols printed in black color. On 3 June 2023, this was sold for a record price of 4,400,000 at David Feldman auction. In 1871, the Japanese post office first issued a series of stamps with dragons and denomination. Between 1950 and 70, an American philatelist discovered 500 won dragons and denomination stamp with an inverted by error face value in the center, which he found in purchased Japanese stamp collection. The winner was anonymous bidder from Asia and who bid 4 million but failed, shocking a European collector. Well, China stamp 10C on 9 Kandarin dark green stamp issued in 1897 sold for $933,000. Centered towards one corner but still exhibiting exceptional margins, large to enormous. There is a pulled perforation at the foot of the stamp, otherwise a very fresh stamp with bright color and on white paper. 1897 10C on 9 Kandarin dark green dragons and shoe stamp with the 10C surcharge inverted is a real philatelic gem of the Chinese philately. Considered as one of the most notable stamp of the China's Empress Dowager's issue. The item is worth much money, fetching great prices every time it appears at the auction. Philatelists claim that only 3 samples survived, with only one unused specimen. USA stamp 1918 issue 24-cent inverted Jenny. A Washington, D.C. post office clerk who had never seen an airplane sold a sheet of 100 stamps, mistakenly showing the wrong image of a biplane. Sold for $2,006,000. Inverted Jenny is one of the most famous error stamp issued on 10th May 1918. This is the USA stamp that has a face value of 24 cents. The mistake that occurred during the process of printing made these philatelic items so unique. The stamp features the image of Curtiss JN-4 airplane that was accidentally printed upside down. Almost all stamps with the error were destroyed. However, it is widely considered that those 100 items with the error managed to survive. Sold for $2,006,000 in the auction. USA 1918 24-cent inverted Jenny. Well, this stamp is 5 RP Rayon 1 stamp. 1850 is one of the first issue presented by the Switzerland. This item features a horn above a red shield bearing the white Swiss cross. 5P Rayon 1 stamp was one of the first countrywide stamps to put into circulation after cantons adopted the federal constitution in 1848. The items with complete framed cross are thought to be the rarest among these issues. One of the finest specimen of the 5 RP Rayon 1 stamp, printed in blue shade wove paper, was auctioned for $293,000 by the Rap Auction House in November 2008. This extremely high price reflects both the importance and the beauty of this impressive philatelic item in particularly. Sold for $293,000. Well, 4K yellow-green on granite paper is one of the most valuable Czechoslovakian stamp. It is printed in green ink and in German. Superimposed along on a diagonal on top of that in black ink and Czech are the words Czechoslovak Post 1919. The 4-crown green stamp was issued in the Austro-Hungarian monarchy, of which the Czech lands were part until the foundation of the Czechoslovak state in 1918. But it has a reversed overprint. Well, only a single specimen of this notable stamp has been known. It was bought by Tlecek for 2.6 million crowns from its previous owner in 1996. The last time 4K yellow-green on granite paper was sold for 7.8 million at Burda auction in March 2018. Well, our next valuable stamp is from China. Theatrical Mask of the Beijing Opera stamp 1964 sold for $251,869. Rarities of the People's Republic of the China include a number of stamps that for one reason or another were prepared but not issued and survived only a tiny numbers. One such case was a set of 8 theatrical masks of the Beijing Opera printed in 1964. The unissued theatrical mask of the Peking Opera stamp was sold for $121,009 at Inter-Asia auction that took place in December 2012. In April 2017, the same auction firm sold an unused example of this rarity featuring bright colors, slight overall swelling for $177,790. Another unused specimen of this stamp with sheet margin at the top appeared at Inter-Asia. Well, this stamp is from Australia, inverted swan stamp, sold for $290,000. Issued in 1855, the inverted swan is a famous Australian error that was created in 1855 and is considered as one of the first world's inverted stamps. Technically, it is the frame that is inverted, not the image of the swan, but this interesting item is commonly known as the inverted swan. Before the error was detected, 388 stamps entered the postal circle. Today, only 15 of these specific philatelic items were preserved and they are very expensive. Inverted swan stamps are amongst the most valuable in the world and each of them is currently in the hands of keen collectors. Sold for $290,000 Australia inverted swan stamp issued in 1855. France stamp 1 franc dull orange red series stamp issued in 1849. The 1 franc dull orange red is the scarcest stamp of the France series issue and one of the most desirable philatelic items for every stamp collector. The series issue was France first arriving in 1849 under the French Republic. The stamps were designed by Jacques Jean Barre. Although the items come in two basic colors, vermilion and carmine, they have something in common. They feature the head of the series, Roman goddess of growing plants, symbolizing the rise of the newly formed republic. The vermilion specimen is considered to be most expensive. A dull orange red series stamp, 1 franc stamp from the vermilion group, which is a key rarity in original gum condition, was sold for $75,000 at Seagull auction in New York. Well, Italy Tuscany 4 crazy stamp with inverted value tablet 1857. This 1857 issue of Tuscany was typographed using common frame and vignette elements, with only the value tablets changing to create different denominations. For a small part of one printing of the 4 crazy value, the value tablet for one position was inverted. The unique feature of the stamp is that it is completely sound. No other stamp of Tuscany is known with a similar error. The Tuscany 4 crazy with inverted value tablet is seldom traded and seldom exhibited and is largely unknown to collectors of the world classics. There is no question of its absolute uniqueness, its authenticity, or its importance to Italian and to worldwide philately. It was auctioned for $184,000. Canada 12D black stamp issued in 1851. The item shows the portrait of the young Queen Victoria. Mint examples with intact gum are considered to be the most valuable. Sold for $225,000. 1851 12D Black Canada stamp is one of the rarest examples of the Canada First Classic stamps. A total of 51,000 were printed and shipped to the Canadian postal authorities on May 1. The price for these unique stamps was very high, therefore just 1,450 of the stamps were sold in the 3.5 years they were offered. Nowadays, the mint examples with the intact gum are considered to be the most valuable, as only a limited number of people could afford to make the purchase and not use it to send mails. Sold for $225,000. Russia Levanevsky stamp with an overprint 1935. Sold for $625,000. The 60-month Levanevsky stamp with commemorative red overprint Moscow San Francisco flight via the North Pole was issued in 1935. Only 2 sheets, 50 stamps of the inverted surcharge were printed, 40 with the regular overprint and 10 with the small f. There is a legend according to which this was not an error of the typographers, but the result of a special instruction of Henry Yogada. He was fond of philately and wanted to have a real collection of rare philatelic items, including some error stamps. One of the Levanevsky with an overprint stamps was sold for $625,000 at the Cherry Stone auction in 2008. This stamp is from Russia, issued in 1935. Thank you and please subscribe.